Hello friends, welcome. In this video, I'll discuss what will be the master's action in case a second mate calls him on the bridge in the middle of the night and there is a imminent collision situation, and what will be master's action after the collision has happened. So let's get started. And before I start giving you my perspective on this, I would like you to know that this question is absolutely subjective. The answer to this kind of a question will depend a lot on the person who's asking you this question. You may expect a lot of cross questioning in these kind of questions. So now I'll give you a lot of points which you can discuss with the surveyor, and you have to be prepared for what will come next and what kind of cross questions that may come from this. Now, coming specifically to the question, you receive a call from the second mate who is probably panicked at this moment when he has called you. What will be your action? So, your first action is that you immediately proceed towards the bridge without worrying about what you're wearing, how you're looking. You reach the bridge and you have to make a quick assessment of what is happening. You have to ask the second mate what is the situation, and at the same time, start utilizing your own senses and your experience. As soon as you are aware of what is happening, take over the con from the officer and start taking actions. So, when the surveyor is asking you a question like this, what basically he wants to know is whether you are confident enough to know exactly what all actions you can take in such a situation. And the actions which I'm about to discuss is not based on the priority how you're going to do it. It's just that you're going to simultaneously plan all these actions together. And now, after making the analysis, I feel as a master that collision is imminent. I need to make preparation for that. I need to take the best action to minimize the effect of collision. Continuing with the action after taking over the watch, your first action will be to avoid collision or minimize the effect of collision. So, you have to analyze what will be the best action as per the rules of the road. And as we are talking about the action, you have to consider complete call rig. It has to start from rule number 1 until rule number 19, including the sound signals and lights. At this point, surveyor may give you a collision situation like it's a head on situation, or a vessel was crossing, or there is a vessel which is overtaking, or you may be the vessel which is overtaking, and now the range is very less. So, immediately referring to the collect call reg rule number, you have to take action based on that, and it has to be a very, very wide action. And specifically, you need to mention to the surveyor that as a master, I am absolutely prepared to crash stop the vessel by bringing the telegraph from full ahead to full astern in one swift motion. And please note down these wordings. In one swift motion, you have to turn the telegraph from full ahead to full astern. It is important because the main engine has a program which, when senses that action is immediately taken to turn astern, the working air or the starting air of the main engine is used to stop the engine and immediately change the rotation of turn. And if you stop the vessel first and then you put astern, then the starting air does not kick in to break the momentum of the ship or to reverse the propulsion direction. In an imminent collision situation, you need to understand that there'll not be much time to take more actions on your maneuverability. So, once you have chosen the best action to either avoid collision or minimize the damage of collision, it would be time to prepare everyone on the ship. So, raise the general alarm, make P announcement for calling the additional navigating officers on the bridge, and informing the crew members to brace themselves for a possible collision situation. Based on your action, make sure that you give the sound signal and the light signal as per the collision regulations. Also, as a master, you need to remember that if collision is about to happen, keep the ships heading in a way that the collision takes place between the bow of the one ship with the bow of the other ship. This is because both the ships have a strengthened collision bulkhead. This collision bulkhead ensures that even if when the vessel collides, they tend to stay more stable or the damage is minimum when the collision bulkheads strike with each other. Further actions will be to close all watertight doors on the ship, switch on the deck lightings, and keep a watch on channel 16. And once you have additional navigating officers on the bridge, make sure one officer is designated just to maintain a proper and accurate record of the full event. After taking the best precautions and actions, let's say the vessel unfortunately collides, then the sequence of actions will be as follows. As per ISM code, all companies have a procedure and checklist that must be followed during a certain emergency. For collision, also there is a checklist. So, as soon as you mention that, the surveyor would know that you are not going to miss any points. Then you can continue speaking based on what you remember. In a collision situation, there'll be 3-4 teams that will be made. So, let's say there is a bridge team which is already collecting all the evidences like taking pictures, saving the current VDR file, backing it up, ensuring that the coast recorder printer and maneuvering printer are printing and the paper are in good condition. Then there is a team in the engine room which is making sure that power is available. Any action that may be further required by the master can be made possible. The engine room team also makes preparation for firefighting equipments like the fire pump, foam system, etc. And the third team, which is there at the muster station, ensuring that all the remaining crew members are present and everyone is safe. Once safety of crew is confirmed, we need to ensure that our ship is safe. For that, we need to check the integrity of the ship and all the holes and void spaces and tanks. Master needs to be prepared for all kinds of emergency in such a scenario, like there could be a oil spill, so he has to refer SOPEP and be ready for an action that may be required. Or the ship may sink if there has been an extensive damage, so master needs to give orders to keep the lifeboats ready. On the bridge, the communication officer will be establishing contact with the other vessels and exchanging the relevant information, also communicating about the event to the coastal authorities, the company, and the DPA. If the master feels that for the safety of the crew or the ship, he needs assistance from the external parties, then he may ask the communication officer to raise the distress alert. The team which is assessing the integrity of the ship is basically sounding the tanks and bilges, and the chief officer is making the stability calculation as per the damage which is being reported by the crew members. And once the assessment part is over and the master is sure that his ship is safe and does not require any further assistance, it's time for the legal part of dealing with a collision. So, as per MS Act Part 10, there are certain responsibilities of the master towards the other ship, and there are responsibilities of him to make certain official logbook entries. Let me talk about that now. So, as per Part 10, Section 348 of MS Act, the duty of the master of a ship to assist in case of collision. This section says that in case of a collision between two ships, it is the duty of the master or the person in charge of each ship that without endangering their own ship, crew, or passengers, they must assist the other ship, her master, crew, and passenger as may be necessary to save them from any danger caused by the collision and to stay by the other ship until he has ascertained that she has no further need of assistance. And the second part of this says that master or person of in charge of each ship must share with the other ship their name, their port of registry, the port where they are coming from, and the port where they are bound to. Basically, if we think about it, it's merely common sense. To remember it easily, just think if there is a collision, it is the responsibility of the master to make sure that his ship, his crew, or passengers are safe. Then, without endangering their life, he must assess the other ship. Then, once it is ensured that the other ship does not require any assistance, before they part, they need to exchange certain information. And what is the most common or most required information in such cases? It is basically what is your name, what is your address, where are you coming from, and where are you going. This information is basically to help the insurance company track the other ship and within a certain time frame able to collect all the information and evidences from the other ship. As mentioned earlier, keeping proper records and accurate records is highly important. Not going into those details yet, let's talk about what is officially required. As per section 349 of part 10 of MS Act, in case of a collision, following entry must be made into the official log. It says that in every case of collision in which it is practicable, the master of every ship concerned shall, immediately after the occurrence, cause a statement thereof and of the circumstances under which the same occurred to be entered in the official logbook, if any, and the entry shall be signed by the master and also by the mate or one of the crew. So basically making a proper entry in the official logbook about what happened, how it happened, and what were the circumstances that led to it. And then ensuring that along with the signature of master, it is signed by the chief mate or one of the other crew member. So finally I summarize in short. In case you get a call from the second officer in the middle of the night, immediately go on the bridge, assess the situation as quickly as possible, make sure you take over the con and declare it officially, and then take the best action to avoid collision or minimize the effect of collision, which may include altering hard over to port side, starboard side, increasing the ship speed, or going crash stop, which means going from full ahead to full astern in one swift motion. Once this action is taken, raise alarm to alert the crew, call for extra help on the bridge, and get the engine room manned. Make the necessary sound and light signals as per call reg. And just to be clear, when taking the best action to avoid collision or minimize the effect of collision, it must be as per the collision regulations. And if unfortunately the collision does happen, then we talk about the further action. To ensure your ship safety, your crew member safety, proper muster must be done. Be prepared for all different kinds of emergency which is linked to collision, like fire, abandoning the ship, losing the integrity of the ship, losing the stability of the ship. Be sure to assess if separating out after collision would be a good action. And finally, if after assessment everything feels safe, find out from the other ship if they are safe or if they require any assistance. And then, as per Section 348 of MS Act Part 10, you must assess the other ship if they require any assistance after collision without endangering your own ship crew members and or passengers. And the second part says the masters of the each ship or the person in charge of each ship must share the following information with each other, which is name of the ship, port of registry, last port of call, and next port of call. And finally, 349, make an official logbook entry explaining what happened, how it happened, what were the circumstances that led to it, and finally, signature of the master with countersign of the chief officer or one of the crew member. I hope this was a useful video for you. If you have any feedback, suggestion, or comment, or you feel some point has been left out, then please let me know. All the best for your exams, and thank you for watching.